Michael Wiles, thank you so much for joining us here on I-24 News. Your book has just come out, Safe Haven, Battles to Open the Golden Door. Why did you feel it was so important to write this book now?
We're allowing the administration to scare the hell out of Americans into believing that immigrants are our worst enemy when they're not. We need to embrace entrepreneurship, and we also need to make sure that we get this right. What's the point of building a wall in our southern border with 11 million people unlawfully present in America? And look at the numbers. We have 370-something immigration judges with more than 11 million people present. We don't have enough FedEx trucks, handcuffs, and beds to detain and deport these individuals. This is not within the Judeo-Christian ethic of our founding mothers and fathers that would give safe haven to those people that need something and then invest in that young stewardship so that they'll fight for America in the future.
On the one hand, you represent the First Lady, Melania Trump, and her immigration cases. And then on the other hand, you are such a vocal opponent of the president's immigration policies.
She's really the First Lady of the First Order. The first time I met her, I told her I was a very proud Democrat. Politics didn't play a role. She wanted the best in the country. And I told her I wasn't going to be voting for her husband. I was going to be voting for Secretary Clinton at the time. She wanted me to explain her immigration, and then I had the privilege of earning her trust with her parents and her sister as well. We have a very strong friendship and a respect for one another.
Chain migration is something that those who oppose immigration talk about all the time, and yet that is precisely what allowed Melania Trump's parents to come to the United States. But why is this debate over chain migration, in some sense, doesn't reflect really what's happening in immigration policy?
This is political theater to the administration, sadly. The Lashon, the language, has changed significantly. Anchor babies. I never heard of a woman who came to my office so that she can have a child in America so 21 years later the child can sponsor her. Chain migration. It's really a beautiful landmark of immigration, which is family reunification. That parents and children will want to be with one another. They'll work harder. They'll employ non-citizens and citizens, and they pay it forward to the next generation. Unfortunately, this president and administration is trying to scare the hell out of everybody into believing that anybody with an accent is a threat, rather than enveloping and addressing those beautiful doors, those hinged doors that America has always had.
Many people wonder if Melania Trump has had a kind of softening influence on the president's what began as very hardline policies on immigration. Has she?
Mrs. Trump, much like the biblical Queen Esther, is an immigrant and has the ear of the president. I've seen this personally in the handling of the separating of children at the border and so forth, where there may be panic, where most think that the First Lady is calling to fire her lawyer who spoke up against the president. She, to her credit, calls me to thank me for being respectful to her husband and expressing my own opinion separate and apart from my representation.
Michael, thank you so much for joining us here on I-24 News.
Thank you.